Hello everyone, welcome to Chasing a Murder, and today, guys, I am pissed. Here's a story happening in my neck of the woods around Orlando, and I'm sure you've heard of it. Madeline Soto disappeared. I haven't been covering that story publicly, but I've been following it very closely. The reason why I didn't cover the story is because I could tell that police had already solved this case. It was just a matter of time. But my curiosity was, how would it get there and why? And I already knew that most likely this would lead to child images, the sickening porn that is invading our children, their safety, trust of the people around them. And many women are dating these men and have no idea that behind the scenes, the pervert they are, how dangerous they are. And here's the thing is, he was suspected immediately. Everybody knew, but they handled it very well. And it's not certain whether or not Maddie's mother realized that he was one of the main suspects. Who is he? It's Stefan. Now, this guy did some interviews that I want to share with you. We're going to watch this together. And he's been arrested. They found some, what they believe is sexual battery. They didn't say who, but you can pretty much guess what it is or who it is, along with children images. So I try to say that to keep things to where I can stay monetized. I go through a lot of mics, guys, and I enjoy doing these awareness videos, helping people get educated to what's happening around them. Now, Madeline is 13 years old. She lives in Kissimmee. It was said that she was dropped off at the school, but I knew that that was not the case. There were absolutely no witnesses that saw her at the school. Interestingly, in this interview that we're about to watch, there's a lot of clues with some truth in there, I believe. Madeline's mother, Jenn Soto, you can see that she's a complete wreck. You got to imagine, her daughter's missing, and then in the back of her mind, she must be thinking, maybe this guy that she's known, that she trusted all her life, or the time she's been with him, had something to do with this. I couldn't imagine the pain that someone would go through in this situation. So let's go ahead firstly and go over this interview with Stefan. 1 second, let's just remember that he's been arrested, and what police believe that he's the guy that's responsible for her being missing. They use surveillance cameras to kind of follow him around, along with the phone information that they were able to recover. And that same day that she went missing, they were able to recover some of her belongings, including her school laptop and book bag. And when Stefan's doing this interview, he has no idea what the police know. It appears that he thinks that so far, so good. He's looking clean.
First and last name is spelled them both out for me.
Stefan Stearns, Stephansterns.
Or so Stefan, you seem right now. Explain to us.
I dropped her off. Everything looked fine when I drove away. It's the last time we saw her.
What were the conversations that y'all had in the car when you dropped her off?
Not much.
That's one of your first clues. So police say that they did see Madeline in the car with this guy. The fact that he says that she appears asleep means something more. Police believe that she was no longer alive. So there's a little truth there.
Not much. She was asleep for most of the way. Told her have a good day at school when she got out, and I love her. She said thanks, love you too. That was it.
And so where do you think she could possibly be? I mean, this isn't, as I was told, this isn't normal behavior.
This is not normal behavior. She's not the type that would just run off. We don't know where she can be. We're scared.
Now, I have seen video where his girlfriend Jenn, the mother of Madeline, has been consoling him. He's been a victim in this case. With the evidence that police have found in this small amount of time, it ain't looking good for him. And if this were true, if he is the reason she went missing, the fact that he's playing victim says so much. It says that he doesn't care about anyone. He's just sitting there lying to everyone and to the woman he loves. And the fact that he's been around Jenn's daughter this entire time is entirely creepy. And was the fact that Madeline suggesting she wanted to live in the woods when she turned 13, that it has something to do with something happening in her home that her mother wasn't aware of. Mothers, this video is really important. Pay attention to this guy and how good he is at manipulating.
We just want her home.
Yourself?
It's hard not to.
Why?
I dropped her off early. I could have waited longer. The school when I saw her, it was like any other day, so I went on with my day.
Now you can tell this reporter is kind of skeptical of this guy, as a lot of people are. But at the time, there was no evidence pointing towards him. In fact, police suggested that it seemed that they had a video where it appeared that she was at school. Did they do that on purpose? This guy has a lot of balls, and boy, saying that he has all of this emotion and how much he misses her and how he just wants her home, then tell the truth, right?
What has the conversation been with Jenn since?
She's been a lot stronger than me. She's been holding it together really well. But it just keeps coming in waves. Just reality keeps hitting. We don't know where she is. We don't know if she's safe. We're just scared. We just want her home.
Have you, like, literally put boots on the ground, went out?
Yeah, I even went out with the cops where I had dropped her off. And we looked all up and down the road, all our communities, and there was nothing helpful. None of the cameras were pointing the street. Nothing, which in 2024 was surprising. The church across the street had some cameras, and they mentioned seeing her waiting around in the parking lot for a while before moving on. And that was it. But it was grainy. It was grainy footage, and not much else.
It seems like she walked west, east.
They said in the direction of the school. I'm not sure what that is.
What was the language? Not language verbally, language, body language. When you dropped her off, did she seem happy? Was she like, I'm going to meet my friends?
Happy. She had a happy weekend. She just turned 13. She had her 13th birthday party. She was happy that we were all together here. And she was just very happy. She was a happy kid. She's very sweet. She's a very sweet girl.
Now, knowing what the police found on his phone, saying she brings a lot of joy to us, it's sick. Not only that, the fact that he's very careful not to use past tense. He's being very careful and very deceiving. And my God, you know what we're dealing with here? Poor Jenn. This is a sick individual. Let's say he didn't do anything to Madeline. But what police found on his phone in itself is horrifying. I mean, there's been so many people attached to missing people where they have these child images on their phone. Let's talk about Nicole Baldwin. Her husband, she's missing. Continuing.
Just not knowing.
So the unknown is killing you.
Yeah, it's like our whole world is upside down. not feeling her presence here is... Sorry.
Notice he's reaching out to the public, to the reporter, to get your sympathy. After just hours ago, he is suspected of hurting a 13-year-old girl.
I mean, you're fine. Don't need to apologize. What do you want our viewers to know?
Past tense, present tense.
To know when they see this.
She's a sweetheart. She's a very sweet, kind girl. Just please be nice to her. Bring her home if you find her. Tell her that we love her. Wherever she is, I hope she's okay.
I mean, if someone were to come in contact with her and you gave me her diagnoses, would it be easy to approach her without any like agitation or anything?
Yeah. She's a good kid. She's a good kid.
If you can sum up in one complete sentence: waking up, getting ready to drop her off at school, dropping her off at school, to now speaking to me after talking to the police about her being missing for over 24 hours right now. In one complete sentence, what would that be?
A living nightmare. It's a living nightmare.
The fact that he said that this day started off like any other day makes me wonder how long Madeline's been going through this. Maybe something, maybe there was too much drugs, maybe he was a little too forceful this time. And I'm sure these investigators have done a great job. They're going to find out.
I just want to wake up. You just get hit with waves of the reality just it's setting in. As soon as it got dark last night, we started falling apart. We knew it wasn't going to come to an end. And now we're going on 24 hours and still nothing. Just conflicting reports here and there. People say they see this or that. None of it's conclusive and none of it's helpful.
Now, knowing what the police have found on his phone and what they are suspecting he allegedly has done to this child, he's sitting there acting as if he's a victim, down in the information they do have, making it look as if there's just nothing out there. It just seems hopeless. It must be quite scary as he's watching this play out. He's living there. He's the mole. He knows everything. Allegedly, he may know where Madeline's at right now as he's speaking to this reporter. Man, guys, you just can't get any more evil than that. This is a child. Man up. Confess.
We just want our baby girl back.
Tom, any questions?
No, I'm good.
Thank you.
Did you guys feel sorry for him when you first saw that video? Or I think most people knew exactly. Everybody knew. He really thought that he looked convincing. But I already knew the police knew. And I was just waiting for them to put together the evidence that they needed to. And they did it quick. They did a fantastic job so far. So right now, what they need is they're showing the car that Stefan was driving that day. If you know something, if you've seen that car, go forward, talk to police, and help Maddie and her family out. I want you guys to share what you think, what you believe, and what you saw at the beginning of this case. How do you feel about this case? This is going to be part 1 because part 2 is going to be really important. I want to show you how child images have really affected our community, especially the men, and how it's dangerous to a community and for our children and our women. Stefan's been arrested, and they're about to upgrade his little minor charges, which, well, they're not that minor, but compared to what he's going to get next, this case is going from a missing persons case to a homicide case. And Jenn Soto just got a double whammy. She lost her daughter because they did find her She is no longer here with us, and she's being told that it may be because of the man she had in her life around her daughter. I sure hope she has a lot of support behind her. We're sending our love to this family. I hope that they can get through this. They're going to have to be strong for Maddie. Don't forget, we have other girls out there that continue to go on missing. People like Dulce, Jasmine Robinson, and Summer Wells. If you like my videos, if you like helping me raise awareness, please take a moment to like, subscribe, and even hit the notification bell. Thank you guys so much for your support, and I'll see you guys soon.